Today we're here with Lisa Eberly Mays. She's the lead inclusion specialist at CDCA, which is the Child Daycare Association in St. Louis. We're going to be talking with Lisa about what to do when you've observed and you've done assessments in the center and you're finding that there are some red flags. So thank you for being with us, Lisa.
My pleasure.
A couple questions for you. So the teachers and the directors at a center are doing assessments, doing observations on a regular basis, and they find that they're seeing red flags with different children, whether it be, toddlers, 2-year-olds, preschoolers. What is your recommendation for what their next steps should be?
Well, I'll back up just a second to say that if you suspect that a child may have some issues in terms of development, whatever that might be, you need to make sure that you're building a relationship with that family. Ideally, you're doing that with all your families, but it's particularly important if you have any concerns about a child's development that you are building connections with the family that are based on that child's strengths as well as any concerns that you may have about their development. If that family is with you in that process, then when you have gathered that information, when you've done your observations and you've done your assessments and those are showing you that there is in fact an area to be concerned about, you want to make sure that you set a time to meet with that family, whoever the family might be. It's not always just mom or dad. And share those concerns and talk about next steps.
So Lisa, what would some of those next steps be, just in general?
If you're at a point in terms of your own assessment where you feel like you need more information to be able to meet this child's needs appropriately, there are a number of different ways that can happen. The state provides 2 different vehicles. If the child is under the age of 3, there's a program in Missouri called First Steps. It's an early intervention program for children from birth to 3. And families can make referrals themselves for their child. Centers can make referrals for children on the behalf of families. There would be additional evaluation done by a team of early intervention providers. If the child's found eligible for services, then those services can be provided in the child's home or in the center. Might be occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech and language, or developmental therapy. If the child is over 3, those services, or the service provision through the state, shifts to the child's public school district. And so the initial contact is usually with either your local Parents as Teachers program or with your local public schools early childhood program. And they will get you started on the process for evaluation. Some families are reluctant to put their child into the system. They're worried about their child getting labeled or the dreaded permanent record. There are other vehicles that families can use to get their children evaluated or to get services. We refer families to some different places that operate on a sliding fee scale. Families can also go through their pediatrician or their child's health care provider to start that evaluation process.
Excellent. So Lisa, what is your role here at CDCA?
Severalfold. First of all, myself and the other inclusion specialists here help families whose kids have special needs find quality child care. And that can be as simple as giving them a list. It can be as involved as actually doing on-site observation and consultation with potential providers. We also do a lot of work on-site with children who are already placed in a facility and whose teachers need help working to include that child appropriately in a way that meets the child's needs, the classroom's needs, and the teacher's needs.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being with us today, Lisa.